Hi guys, and welcome back to RC Workshop. So today we are looking at how I clean my RC cars after giving them a good bashing. Few things that I normally use. So first thing first is a garden pressure washer. This is basically a pump hose that you pump up and down, and it forces pressure into the cylinder and then comes out in a spray form. When I use this, because it's not a jet wash, you don't really push water into your bearings, especially on the 1/10 stuff. A bit smaller and it can't handle it as much, so it's just enough pressure to push out a bit, like saying, enough for a spray of water. I use hot water as well, so you're not melting any hose pipes. If you put hot water through a hose pipe, it won't go back to its original size. Second to that then is muck off spray, or you can get a cheaper alternative from like a pound shop. The same sort of thing. This just loosens all the dirt once you give the car a spraying over. A brush that's going to be quite tough, so cut a brush down so it's all nice and tough. That's for going over it once you've sprayed it all down with your soap. Then you've got GT Back to Black or Bumper Black, or anything you can put on your bumpers that makes them shine at the end. That's for the finish. And this brush is the clean fuzzy brush that goes over it at the end. And then finally some spray oil, GT85 or WD-40. So just before you start, then make sure that your car is waterproof and can take any water that you're spraying it. Failing that, if it doesn't, like this one, so once the shell's off, everything's waterproof in there. Servo's waterproof, brushless system's waterproof, everything else is waterproof, except for I ain't checked up on this, so I'm unsure. So what I've done is whipped it out the radio box there, no problem at all. I know I can absolutely drench this car. So as you can see from the last time I took it out, very dirty, very dusty. Underneath, all dirty as well. All the arms and everything else, there's loads of crud in there. If you leave all that dust and dirt on there, it's going to wear out the parts quicker. So I just like to clean them down, and to have a nice clean model on the shelf as well. Again, the shell, absolutely riffy, dirt all down it. I like to have a nice clean set of models on my shelf. So I'll put a few videos together, a few steps on what I do. Yeah, it's up to you if you want to clean your models that way, but this is how I've done it for years, never had a problem. See you in a bit. So first thing you want to do is spray it down with a dirt release agent. Just absolutely cover the car, shell first, absolutely cover it. And that'll get to work on all the dirt and dust. And your car, just soak it down, all your wheels. Just drench it in it, guys, absolutely everywhere. Leave that to sit for a few minutes. And then what you want to do is take your rough brush, the one you've cut down, and just start giving it all a rub down while it's all to work all the dirt remover in there. And I'll come back to you in a minute when I've soaked all that down. Then the next step as well is I like to get a bit of washing up liquid, put it on the brush, bubble it all over. I'll come back to you in a sec with that one. Right, and guys, so just putting the last finishing touches to that. Make sure you've gone over it all with this stubby brush in all the sides and all the arms and all the corners and absolutely everything. Just make sure you've gone over it all. Turn it on its side, turn it upside down, even scrub all your wheels, so individually rub your wheels like that, forward and backwards. Then all you got to do is give them a jet wash down. That's pretty much it, that's looking clean. So what you gotta do next is let that dry off thoroughly. The same with the shell as well. So that's all nice and clean now, it's just drying off. Come back to you in a minute when it's all dry, show you what I do next to maintain it and keep it all nice and lubricated for the next time it's out. See you in a sec. Right then guys, so that's close to being dry now. So the next thing you want to do is get your spray lube. This is only a part-time fix basically. You know, this isn't full maintenance. Full maintenance is stripping all your gears out and greasing them all individually, but you ain't going to want that every time you took it out. Well, I certainly ain't. So you get your tin of spray lube with your hose end on, literally go in every part, every moving part, every bearing, every little tiny moving part, even your shocks, all the tops of your shocks. It ain't going to hurt nothing. Go around them all, absolutely soak them in this stuff. It don't matter, guys. Let's say all your little joints behind the wheels, just make sure they're covered in it, because this stuff will dry and it'll leave the grease behind, and this is all part of it looking spanking clean at the end anyway. So that's all them over there done. Swap it round, repeat the same thing, just drench the stuff in it. It ain't gonna hurt nothing, guys. All your shocks, say all your hinge pins, so they're not going to rust up and they're going to move freely as well. All your bearings, same at the front, inside there. That's where you got your hose on the front, so you can get in there, just soak it down. Your steering rack as well, the same, and then the other side, and flip it over. And again, anywhere there's a hinge, just soak in this stuff. It really ain't gonna hurt it. The back there, underneath, and even if you've got the brand new desert truck from Traxxas with the bottom hatch, or any others with the bottom hatch, spray them. It ain't gonna hurt nothing, guys, let's say. So let that dry again now, then we'll come back at the end for a bit of polishing, because like I say, this spray grease, you can even take the straw off the end if you've got no back to black. So once you've washed it down, you've still got this murky plastic colour, and a lot of your scratches show up on the bottom. So what you can do is literally take the hose out the end and just give it a whole spray down. It's only going to dry and leave like a small film of grease on there. As you can see, that already looks brand new. And bottom. As well as that, what this does is, when this dries, it still leaves a slight film of grease. So next time you take it out, when it gets muddy and dirty, that dirt and the mud and dust and everything else is just going to wipe straight off, because that film's going to be in between the plastic and the mud. So we'll let that dry and I'll come back to you in a bit, show you what I do with it. Right then, so most of that's dry now, so this is where the magic happens. You get your back to black, or like I say, your bumper black, or whatever you can get from as little as a pound from a pound store. Next thing is just a sprinkling of this, because it goes a long way. So for example, if you look at the wheels, they're sort of a grey, scratched up, dirty colour still. Give them a slight touch up with this, a little bit on each wheel, a little bit on the chassis. Literally only need a bit, guys. Turn it round. Again, a little bit on the wheels, a little bit on the chassis, and your body shell the same. This is, so once you've took it out a few times, this is still nice and new at the minute, and especially with the black shell, you develop loads of lines and scratches on your body shell. So if you put a little bit of this on there, just a tiny bit, you ain't got to soak it in it, because this stuff really doesn't dry, to be honest. But again, this is what's going to help you have that little film between the dirt next time you take it out. And then this is what you need your fluffy brush for. Literally just touch over it with a fluffy brush, just so you ain't got no thick spots of this, because it just stays on the car like silicone. Go around it all, the wheels, and then with your body shell, just the same. Just lightly dust over it with this stuff, and it spreads it all out, and you ain't got loads of it on the car. Look at that, like a shiny new one. So yeah, I'll go over the wheels, spread it all out, and then summarise the video at the end for you guys. See you in a sec. Right then, there you go. So all brand new. Looks like it's just come out the showroom, fresh out the box. Little do people know this was out last week, smashing up on the jump screen, absolutely covered in dust and dirt and scratches, and everything's just literally vanished off it, like I say. So it's ready to take out next time. That, like I say, that the lubrication, everything's done on the lubrication side, so everything's all nice and smooth and running. It is perfect. It's come out real nice. The same with the bottom as well, all nice and new. No one would ever think it's been out. Drop that back on there. So there you go then. So yeah, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.